Hey, good sir, is this seat taken?
Yeah.
Sir, is this seat taken?
What are you, blind? Pop a squat. Pop it. What's your name, good sir?
Ike. David Dwight Eisenhower.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, my lady, she's maybe dude. I proposed on Valentine's Day, 1916. Yeah, it was planned for a November wedding. She was so beautiful. I was born on October 14th, 1880. Okay. I was born on 1880, October. I was the Supreme Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Forces in Europe.
Really now?
I sure was.
Well, what else about you?
Operation Torch.
The one in North Africa?
The same.
Exactly.
Death. Operation Torch. I led it.
Well, didn't you also leave Operation Overlord and Doomsday in Omaha Beach?
Sure know your stuff, feller.
Well, you know, I have to.
'Cause who are you?
Well, don't talk about me first. I thought you was president.
That's considered a lackluster achievement where I'm from.
Oh yeah, totally. Being the president is just a minor achievement. Just a minor achievement.
Whenever you're the Supreme Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Forces in Europe, it sure is. But I was president, 34th of the United States of America. And I'm also dead right now. I died in 1969.
On March. Yeah, I remember that day. I was dead before that. Well, my name is General Douglas MacArthur, born January 26th of 1880, raised in a military family that known all of the military. My dad was Arthur MacArthur, serving in the Union. He was a soldier. Actually, he was a captain of a regiment in the Union Army. And let's see, I was raised in a military academy. I was one of the top academics, but sadly, I didn't like the military academy, so I got in a lot of fights as a young boy, especially with the senior officers. Later on in World War I served in 1917 to 1919 in the 42nd Division. It was also known as the Rainbow Division. And during Hoover's presidency in 1932, a bunch of veterans started marching up on Washington, D.C., claiming their bonus checks. So, President Hoover brought me and my forces, and I thought I had to use force on these veterans. So I kicked their heinies. And of course, that made me very controversial that I would use force on former veterans. But that doesn't matter, because the next year after that, in 1933, I went to the Philippines to build an army over there. Yeah. In World War II, when it first started, in December 8th, the Japanese went over to the Philippines, destroyed my Air Force. I had no way to get my resources, no fresh supply of troops. And soon after that, they launched a full-scale invasion of the Philippines. I was in Manila, which is the capital of the Philippines, which it was a beautiful place until the Japanese conquered it. They pushed me outside of it, even though Roosevelt said not to. I went to Bataan Peninsula, where I staged full defense. However, because of my lack of the Air Force, I had no troops, I had no supplies, and I had to run, sadly. I was ordered by Roosevelt in 1942 in March. And I went down to Australia because he promised me a fresh supply of troops and resources. And when I went there was none there. So I made my best promise, my most greatest promise as a general. I shall return. And in 1944 I did, on the Gulf of Leyte, and the kamikazes, and that war was bad. However, later on in the Korean War in 1950, I was fighting the Chinese and the North Koreans with the South Koreans. I was leading the Allies, and then in 1953, I decided we should have nuked them, because why not? And then President Truman looked at me and he's like, no. I said, yes. He said, no. I said, you're stupid. He fired me. In 1953, I was relieved and I returned home with a hero's welcome. Sadly, in 1964, I died at Memorial Walter Reed Hospital in Washington, D.C. And yeah, I was old.